Remember when beef Wellington was the star of every fancy dinner party? It's hard to believe this once iconic dish has all but vanished from our dinner tables. But it's not alone. We're about to uncover 10 famous dinners that were the talk of the town, but have mysteriously disappeared from our menus. Ready for a trip down memory lane? Number 1. Lobster Newberg. This wasn't just any lobster dish. Imagine succulent chunks of tender lobster meat swimming in a rich, velvety sauce. The cream, butter, and egg yolks created a luxurious base, while a splash of cognac and a hint of sherry added depth and sophistication. It was opulence on a plate, a true feast for the senses. Lobster Newberg wasn't just delicious, it was a status symbol. Created in the 1870s by sea captain Ben Wenberg, the dish quickly became the talk of New York's elite. It was a way to show off your refined palate and deep pockets. After all, who else could afford such a lavish combination of expensive ingredients? But like many culinary stars, Lobster Newberg's reign couldn't last forever. As the 20th century rolled on, tastes began to change. Health-conscious diners started to shy away from such rich, calorie-laden dishes. The rise of Nouvelle cuisine in the 1960s and 70s, with its emphasis on lighter, fresher flavors, pushed Lobster Newberg further into the background. Number 2. Beef Wellington. From the opulent Lobster Newberg, we're whisking you across the Atlantic to a dish that's truly fit for royalty. Picture this. A golden brown pastry dome is wheeled to your table on a gleaming silver cart. The waiter, with a flourish, slices into the flaky crust, releasing a cloud of savory steam. As the knife glides through, it reveals layers of culinary artistry. This, dear friends, is beef Wellington. At its heart lies a perfectly cooked beef tenderloin, pink and juicy. Surrounding it, a layer of rich pâté and earthy duxelles, a finely chopped mixture of mushrooms, shallots, and herbs. All of this is lovingly wrapped in layers of prosciutto and puff pastry, creating a dish that's as much a feast for the eyes as it is for the palate. Beef Wellington wasn't just a meal, it was an event. It graced the tables of high-end restaurants and was the star of special occasion dinners. Its reputation for culinary excellence was matched only by its reputation for being fiendishly tricky to prepare. Achieving that perfect balance of a crisp exterior and a perfectly cooked interior required the skills of a kitchen magician. Number 3. Chicken a la king. This wasn't just any chicken dinner. Picture tender chunks of chicken swimming in a velvety sauce, rich with cream and butter. Dotted throughout were colorful morsels of mushrooms, vibrant pimentos, and crisp green peppers. Served over a bed of fluffy rice or crisp toast points, it was a feast for both the eyes and the taste buds. Chicken a la king quickly became the star of family gatherings and dinner parties alike. It struck that perfect balance between homey comfort and elegant sophistication. After all, with king in the name, how could it not feel a little fancy? But like many culinary royals, Chicken a la King's reign couldn't last forever. As family dynamics shifted and quick-fix meals gained popularity, this once-beloved dish began to fade from dinner tables. The time-consuming preparation and rich ingredients fell out of favor with busy households and health-conscious diners. Number 4. Fondu Bourguignon. Picture this. It's a Saturday night in 1965. The Beatles are on the radio, and you've just arrived at your neighbor's dinner party. But this isn't your average sit-down affair. As you enter the dining room, you're greeted by an unusual sight, a bubbling pot of oil surrounded by eager guests. Welcome to the world of Fondu Bourguignon, the ultimate party food of the 1960s. This wasn't just dinner, it was an event. Imagine the excitement as everyone gathers around the table, armed with long forks and ready to cook their own bites of tender beef in the sizzling oil. The air is filled with laughter, conversation, and the irresistible aroma of cooking meat. But the fun didn't stop there. Once you'd cooked your beef to perfection, you had a rainbow of dipping sauces to choose from. Tangy mustard, creamy béarnaise, zesty horseradish. Each bite was a new adventure in flavor. As one food writer put it, Fondu Bourguignon was all about community and flavor, making dining a lively part of the evening. This interactive style of eating was perfect for breaking the ice and keeping conversations flowing. Number 5. Rumaki. Now, you might be thinking, what in the world is Rumaki? Well, buckle up, because this appetizer is about to take your taste buds on a roller coaster ride. Imagine biting into a morsel that combines the crunch of water chestnuts, the richness of chicken liver, and the smoky goodness of bacon. It's a flavor explosion that's as bold as it is unexpected. Rumaki quickly became the darling of cocktail parties across America. As one food writer put it, Rumaki was typically served on skewers or fancy toothpicks, making it easy for guests to grab and enjoy during cocktail parties, thus serving as a conversation starter. And boy, did it start conversations! Can you imagine the looks on people's faces as they tried to guess what was in this mysterious, flavor-packed bite? Number 6. Buf Bourguignon, a humble yet magnificent dish called Buf Bourguignon. This wasn't just any beef stew. Imagine tender chunks of beef, slowly braised in red wine until they're melt-in-your-mouth soft. Add to that a symphony of flavors: smoky bacon, earthy mushrooms, and sweet pearl onions, all swimming in a rich, velvety sauce. The aroma alone was enough to make your mouth water. Buf Bourguignon became more than just a meal. It was a symbol of French culinary pride. It represented the art of transforming simple ingredients into something truly extraordinary. As Julia herself once said, "This is certainly one of the most delicious beef dishes concocted by man." But this dish wasn't just about flavor. It was about the joy of cooking, the pleasure of taking your time in the kitchen, and the satisfaction of creating something truly special. In an era of TV dinners and quick fixes, Buf Bourguignon encouraged Americans to slow down and savor the process. Number 7. Kich Lorraine. This wasn't just any old egg dish. Kich Lorraine was the sophisticated cousin of the omelet, dressed up in a flaky pastry crust. Imagine sinking your fork through layers of creamy, custardy filling studded with smoky bacon and cheese. Each bite was a perfect balance of rich and savory flavors that danced on your tongue. Kich Lorraine quickly became the darling of the American brunch scene. It was fancy enough for special occasions, but simple enough for a weeknight dinner. Talk about versatile. You could serve it hot from the oven or cold from the fridge, making it the perfect make-ahead meal for busy hosts. But what made Kich Lorraine really special was its ability to turn breakfast into an event. It wasn't just eggs and bacon. It was an elegant, French-inspired dish that made you feel like you were dining in a Parisian cafe, even if you were just in your own kitchen. Number 8. Seafood Newberg. From the smoky controversy of blackened redfish, let's sail into calmer, creamier waters. This wasn't just any seafood dish. Imagine a rich medley of succulent shrimp, tender scallops, and chunks of lobster, all swimming in a velvety sauce. The cream base, kissed with a splash of sherry, created a flavor that was both indulgent and refined. Each forkful was a celebration of the ocean's bounty, elevated to new heights of culinary artistry. Seafood Newberg quickly became a symbol of American seafood elegance. It graced the menus of the finest establishments, a go-to choice for those looking to impress. The dish was a testament to the chef's skill, requiring a delicate balance of flavors and textures. But like many culinary stars, Seafood Newberg's reign couldn't last forever. As health consciousness grew, diners began to shy away from such rich, calorie-laden dishes. Number 9. Stuffed bell peppers. These weren't just any old peppers. They were like edible bowls of comfort, filled to the brim with a savory mix of ground beef, fluffy rice, tomatoes, and just the right blend of herbs and spices. The peppers themselves added a sweet crunch that perfectly complemented the rich filling. And when they came out of the oven, all bubbly and golden on top, pure dinner-time magic. Stuffed bell peppers were more than just a meal. They were a family tradition. They brought everyone to the table, eager to dig into these colorful, flavorful creations. Number 10. Blackened Redfish. Picture a fillet of redfish coated in a bold blend of Cajun spices, then seared in a scorching hot cast iron skillet. The result? A fish with a charred, spicy crust on the outside and tender, flaky meat on the inside. It was a flavor explosion that had diners' taste buds doing the Cajun two-step. Blackened redfish wasn't just a meal, it was a culinary phenomenon. Created by chef Paul Prudhomme in the 1980s, this dish quickly became the poster child for Cajun cuisine. Suddenly, everyone wanted a taste of Louisiana on their plate. Restaurants across the country scrambled to add it to their menus, and home cooks eagerly attempted to recreate the magic in their own kitchens. But here's where our tale takes a turn. The blackened redfish craze became a victim of its own success. As demand for redfish skyrocketed, so did fishing efforts. Before long, redfish populations were plummeting faster than a crawfish into a boiling pot. Remember, these dinners represent shared experiences that shaped our traditions. They tell stories of family gatherings, special occasions, and the changing tides of American cuisine. While many have faded from our tables, their legacy lives on in the memories they created. Why not explore some of these forgotten flavors yourself? Dust off those old recipe cards or ask Grandma about her favorite dishes from back in the day. You might just discover a new old favorite. As we look to the future, what current food trends do you think might become tomorrow's culinary nostalgia? Which of today's popular dishes might fade into history next?